Okay, so a quick one on search engine optimization. Lots of business owners that we work with and many that we don't are very curious about SEO, what it is, how it works, how it will benefit their business. So in essence, search engine optimization is the art and perhaps the science of getting your site to rank higher on search engines. I guess if we're talking search engines right now, we're still talking Google primarily, although Yahoo and Bing have picked up some numbers recently. Most search is still done on Google. So I think most of us understand that the 3 or 4 adverts at the top of Google, that's paid traffic, that's a different thing. Search engine optimization is how do you make your site visible for multiple search terms across the search engines naturally, so appearing on page 1 for party supplies if you're a party supplier, wedding dresses if you're a wedding dress provider. So how do you rank your site then at the top of Google or any other search engine? So the first thing you need to do is ensure, if you're working with a web designer or if you're doing it yourself, make sure that your on-page stuff is right. By on-page, that is the stuff that you can affect today. So the titles of your page, if you right-click on your website and toggle down to view source, you'll be able to go into the back end of the code effectively of your website. Google doesn't necessarily rank websites, it ranks web pages. So it's worth developing content specific. So if you do wedding supplies, just an easy one, and you are a global provider of everything weddings, from cars to dresses to venues, then it's worth developing a page called wedding cars and then developing out all the content relevance, putting images on that site as well, making sure those images also have a title tag telling Google what it is. Remember, nobody's manually, or unless you're in big soapy trouble with Google, nobody's really going to manually review your site. It's going to be the algorithm itself, the machine, that's going to look at your site. So it's important that you get it down to the reading level. If you want to link out to other relevant sources, that can be a tactic now and again to use as well. So if you're referencing wedding venues and it's a famous castle, you might put a little link in your text out to that castle. It's another signal to Google that there is some thought going on behind the general design of it. The reason Google got traction 20 years ago when it was first launched is that, unlike other search engines, it looked for peer reviews, or effectively peer guidance on whether a website was good or not, and it derived that peer guidance by looking at how many other sites pointed to your website. So if you had 2 links from other websites pointing to your website, Google would assume, well, you don't have much authority, you're not that well respected. If you had hundreds of or thousands of links pointing to your site, it was a good signal to Google that probably what you were doing is worthy. You had lots of links, that is, other websites pointing, signposting people to your site as a relevant place to go. There are things that you can do to get these backlinks, and most of the stuff that you can do as a business owner will be outreach. So that is contacting other people in your industry, telling them about what you do, asking them if there's any of their users, obviously not direct competitors, but any of their users that might find your content relevant. If you are a wedding, I don't know why I keep go back to wedding suppliers, but if you're a wedding provider or whatever, you might go on to contact people who run wedding review sites or wedding blogs, or magazines, online magazines relevant to the subject matter. Tell them about what you do, try a bit of outreach, try to provide them a bit of content, and maybe they'll give you a link back to your website. So if any questions at all, get in touch with us, same contact details as ever, and always happy to help and have a conversation. Bye bye for now.